about that. Apparently when you do the same thing 2 years in a row, your vocal cords are just like, no, don't do that. And yes, I know I look a little ridiculous, but I'm just in on the holiday spirit, and I know the purple hat may look weird with the red sweater, but I don't have any normal Christmas hats, so you're just going to have to deal with this Ravens one. It makes me look like a South Park character. And today, we are here to kick off my year-end list. Yes, the thing that people wait for pretty much at the end of every year on this channel. What did I like? What did I hate? Well, you're about to find that out now, and we are going to take a look at the 10 worst songs that came out this year, at least in my opinion. So just remember that I haven't really listened to anything. Rap was completely off my radar for the most part, and a lot of the mainstream pop music I've heard, but it's just the same thing over and over again, so I don't feel like it deserves to be on the list for the fact that it is what we expected. So these 10 songs are one that I heard this year where I was just like, yeah, no. I feel like some of them aren't as bad, but they definitely weren't up to par with the good stuff that was released this year. So, now, I don't know if I explained the rules, by the way, before this starts. There is going to be one song per artist, and it doesn't have to be a single, it can be any song, but as long as I narrow it down to one song per artist, then we're good. So, yeah, let's just get this countdown started, shall we? Wasteland by Seether. This used to be a band that I listened to daily and kind of just grew out of, and this new song is just bland, boring, unoriginal, like, I don't know, like, I remember hearing it and going, wow, this is really boring, who is this? And then they said, that was Seether with Wasteland on the radio, and I go, holy shit, they're not as fun as they used to be. Lifeline by Bad Wolves. I feel like this was not the greatest song to choose as the first single for your new album with a new lead singer, because listening to the new album, there's actually some pretty bright moments that I felt like would have fit better as singles, but this just felt like the mainstream cheese first single that you would have just for the sake of getting radio play, which again I get is the Bad Wolves' intention. They are a radio play band, but picked one of the more blander songs over one of the other upbeat songs that could still get radio play. Like, I just didn't get it with that one, and don't think I ever will. Oh God, run into the altar like a track star. Can't wait another second. There's a way you hold me. I mean, hey, it's better than number one, so good on you, Justin. You moved up on the list, but you're still terrible. This song is like a R&B country mix, kind of, almost, and this is just Justin Bieber trying, and it still doesn't succeed. Absurd by Guns N' Roses, an official new track, because they had another track out this year, but it was like a reworking of a song that never came out in the 80s, I believe. With Absurd, the instrumentation I think is pretty cool, but why is Axl Rose doing that with his voice? Like, why did they feel the need to just tweak his voice so much to where it's unintelligible and it just completely ruins the song overall? Like, I don't understand. I get it, Axl Rose's voice may not be what it used to be, but it didn't need that much tweaking, did it? Like, if so, then Jesus Christ, no wonder Guns N' Roses hasn't released a new album with new material in 13 years at this point, because Axl is just apparently not capable of singing the notes that he once did. This was the kickoff to A Day to Remember's new album, and yeah, I remember listening to this and going, this is like how you wanted to kick the record off. You could have done it with, you know, Last Chance to Dance, Bad Friend, or Resentment, but instead you chose this. Like, I maybe get the appeal, but it's all over the place. The breakdown isn't even great, and the chorus is just, well, it's something, alright. It's something, and it's just a jumbled mess of crap that comes together, making it one of A Day to Remember's worst songs that they've ever put out. Can't live with 'em, can't live without 'em. New kid back on the block with a rip. Dad got the fag and I still stand by this song as just a piece of garbage. Like, again, I know you're not supposed to take it seriously, I get that. But you can at least try to be funny with it, with the whole trolling thing that you were doing, and it didn't work out. It really, really didn't. Like, even in times when Fred Durst is trying to be silly, I can't even take him seriously with that, and by that I mean I can't laugh at it like everybody else can, because it's just not funny. Like, at this point, is Limp Bizkit trying to be serious, or are they trying to be like Weird Al Yankovic? Like, they need to pick and choose, because this flipping back and forth is just making them so inconsistent, and the fact that this was their comeback single just kind of, ruined any hype that I had for the new album in the first place. Post Malone has had such a weird career because I don't think he's ever made like a fantastic album. I think he's more of a singles guy, and that's shown over the years. And with this new song, Motley Crue, his voice, man, I don't know why he's doing that squeaky voice all of a sudden. Like, he's such a good singer that he shouldn't even need to resort to doing something like that. Like, it just came out of left field for me. I'm like, why is he singing like this? Like, of all the rappers out there that have incorporated singing into their music, he's one of the ones that actually has vocal talent outside of just rapping, because he used to be in a rock band, this, that, and the other, so he knows how to pitch his voice, control it, and all that, and yet here he is doing this more squeaky type voice, like he just got high, sucked on helium, and just started rapping and making a song. Like, I don't understand it. He can do so much better. He just put that song out with The Weeknd that was much better, so this one, I hope, is just a blip of, oh, he tried this, and he's not going to ever try it again. You had a big year last year, Bring Me the Horizon. You were on my best of songs list and my best of albums list, and now here you are on the worst of with Die For You. I don't know, with the way post-human survival horror went, with, the mixing of genres going so well, I was expecting a lot for what to expect for Post-Human Survival Horror Part 2, or at least the Post-Human series continuing. This is the supposed first single for that next EP, and my god, a lot of people are saying that this is a TikTok song, and I can completely understand it. Not to the fact that it was made for TikTok, but the fact that it takes all these TikTok trends and just mixes them together. Like, there's one point in the song where Ali Sykes sounds like Post Malone, there's one point where they sound like old Bring Me the Horizon, and then there's just one point where they sound more like Justin Bieber, and for Bring Me the Horizon, that's a problem, because I can at least tell them apart from everybody else, but now that they're trying to just throw this and this out there, it just felt so off. It's not that I have a problem with them doing the whole pop thing. I will say I like Ammo more than others. It's just this one felt way too trendy, like way, way, way too trendy, and it really just didn't have a high point in the song, really, for the most part. The Maroon 5 song I decided to pick was Echo, and I think I picked this over a majority of the singles because it's that chorus that they think they're being clever with, but in the end it's just very generic, where it's like, I've got this echo, 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 and it's just echoing throughout. It's just, again, Maroon 5 at their sellout worst. Like, we know they can do much better. Like, don't even sit there and kid yourself. Their first two records are some of the best, like, modern pop rock I had ever heard, and that I think anybody's ever heard. And even their third album, you can vouch for. But since 2012, they've just kept digging themselves into this deeper hole, and I think they finally dug themselves into this dark abyss that's just hard to get out of, because for the most part, yeah, they're still getting views and streams, but there's a lot more people agreeing that, oh, this sucks, than than what they were in the past, where there was a lot of people who would defend Maroon 5, and there's still people that will, but this even lost some of their fans now, and I can see why. It just became even more generic somehow, and at this point, the Adam Levine solo party is just up and kicking and still going, and at this point, is Maroon 5 really even needed anymore? Like, should they just break up at this point? I think so. And yeah, number one, this has to be the number one choice just because the potential was there, and it was squandered. Only one of us will make it out alive, and it's not you! Only one of us! Only one. Cutthroat by the Imagine Dragons. It is something. I like the way it starts and the way Dan Reynolds sings throughout the verses. It kind of reminds you a lot of Nine Inch Nails. But then we get to the chorus, and then you realize Dan Reynolds is not cut out for this shouting, screaming thing. Like, he's really not. Like, it is ear-piercing. Like, there are correct ways to scream, and there are wrong ways to scream, and Jesus Christ, this was the wrong way to scream. And I remember just from first hearing this and being like, it's weird because I like the verses but I hate the chorus. What do I do? Help. And for the most part, I just don't listen to the song for the sole fact that once the chorus kicks in, I know I'm just going to absolutely hate it and turn it off, so there's no point. So basically, Imagine Dragons made a song where you turn it off halfway through because you just get so fed up. People be like, oh, it's not the first time they did it, blah, blah, blah. But again, this was a band that, at least from album 1 to album 2, showed that they had some sort of talent and were making good songs. But these last 3 records just keep getting progressively worse, and they went from making a song like It's Time and Radioactive to whatever the hell you would call this. They tried to dip their toes into some rock, like industrial rock, and it just fell flat on its face. So yeah, that was it for the 10 worst songs that I heard in 2021. You can tell me in the comments below, what are some of the worst songs you heard this year? It doesn't necessarily have to be a top 10 list or ranked in order. You can just tell me, hey, these are the worst songs that I heard this year. And until then, I will catch you all in the best of 2021. We start that, where I give you the 10 best songs that I heard this year. So stay tuned, have a Merry Christmas, and I will catch you all in the next one.
Don't come home for Christmas. You're the last thing I want to see underneath the tree. Merry Christmas, I could care